What is up, everybody? Welcome aboard the Fantasy Fast Track today. It is Tuesday, so that means it is waiver day. This is the first real waiver day of the season, and we've had a lot of injuries and a lot of different things that have happened that have really thrown a lot of players up in the air. So let's get down to it. As for quarterback, the quarterback position has been really interesting this week, especially because a lot of your better quarterbacks have not done very good. I mean, you had Josh Allen throwing 3 picks last night. I don't know how many people were actually starting Aaron Rodgers in their top 12, but he's now suffering an injury, and that is definitely up in the air. There won't be any reports on that until later today. But as far as a quarterback that you can pick up off the waiver wire, I'm looking at Jordan Love. Jordan Love has been kind of a revelation for these Packers, and last game he showed that he can be an efficient quarterback. He wasn't turning over the ball, and he even showed that he could rush us a little bit, just enough to get around the pocket and everything. He ended up having 250 yards for 3 touchdowns. A lot of that was boosted with a couple of really long receptions by Aaron Jones, but with you needing to find another quarterback, he's probably the best one that you can find on the waiver wire. You could reach to somebody like Matthew Stafford, but he may not be as quality of a pickup. As far as picking him up, you're probably only going to spend maybe 5% of your total fab budget. And if it comes down to waivers, I'd probably spend a higher waiver priority on somebody else, and such as like a running back or wide receiver, unless you really need him. There haven't been any crazy injuries as far as other quarterbacks go. The only really one we have is Aaron Rodgers right now. So if you're needing a quarterback right now, you probably weren't very good at quarterback anyways. So let's talk about the running back position. The running back position has had some interesting turns, especially with the J.K. Dobbins injury. As far as the Ravens go, you have Gus Edwards and you have Justice Hill. I'm real hesitant to really dump a lot of fab into either one of those running backs for a couple reasons. First off, I'm pretty sure they're going to keep it split backfield like they've done. Really, I was even surprised that J.K. Dobbins had such a dominant workload before he ended up getting hurt. But with Justice Hill and Gus Edwards, they both had 8 carries in the game on Sunday, and then they both did not receive any targets whatsoever. So in the passing game, they're going to struggle. And really, when it came down to touchdowns, it was just I felt like it was just the luck of the draw, because you had the touchdown, and then right after that, they swapped running backs, and Gus Edwards got a 2-point conversion. So there is no really clear-cut red zone back. And also, with the Ravens, they're totally fine with pulling out some retreads. You could look for Kareem Hunt and other running backs that are out there, and they may end up playing a little bit too. So as far as they go, if you're really needy for your running back and your waiver wire is pretty slim, you can probably pick both of them up for, again, around a 5% of your fab. If you really need a running back and you're really hurting and you lost J.K. Dobbins, maybe you spend a little bit more, up to like 7. But that's about it. But there are other running backs that you can pick up. Joshua Kelly in the Chargers-Dolphins game showed that he has what it takes, and he seems to have made a leap forward other than past years. And Austin Eckler did leave the game. It appeared to be an injury. He just seemed like he was off, and he didn't end up playing for the remainder of the game, which was very interesting considering that it was such a close game. So with Joshua Kelly, he is an elite handcuff, but also he did get a fair amount of work while Austin Eckler was still on the field and healthy. As far as he goes, I'd still probably spend maybe 7 to 10 in my fab budget, but he rushed for over 5 yards a carry. They're going to give him the ball in the red zone to score touchdowns, and it appears that this new offense that the Chargers are running is definitely very rush friendly. And so Joshua Kelly has a tremendous amount of upside in this case. As far as other running backs go, one waiver wire ad that I was kind of surprised that he would be on the waiver wire, but it looks like in some leagues he is still there, and that is Kenneth Gainwell. Kenneth Gainwell really just locked up the backfield for the Eagles. I know there was Rashad Penny rumors, and then there was DeAndre Swift rumors, but he was the only one that had multiple touches in the backfield at all. He had 14 rush attempts, whereas the next greatest rush attempt was one rush attempt from DeAndre Swift, and then he had 4 running back targets, and DeAndre Swift earned only 1 reception out of his 2 targets. So he is definitely locked up the backfield in an elite offense, and he even was, I believe, even second on the day on targets for the whole entire team. So he is going to be involved, and with the Eagles being such a good offense that they are, he probably will end up I wouldn't call it garbage time, but he will end up getting extra touches in games that they are ahead so that they can just run the clock out, a lot like what they did last year. As far as wide receivers go, one of the revelations for this week was Puka Nacua. He ended up having 15 targets and had 10 receptions, 119 yards for the Rams, and he has shown that he's the real deal. And so if that is the case, I know a lot of the concern is, but what about when Cooper Kupp comes back? So Puka Nacua did end up playing a fair amount in the slot, but he also was winning on the outside. One of the things, if you didn't watch the game, Puka Nacua had a route where he was on the outside and he was just barely overthrown, and if he would have had that reception, he would have been able to take it to the house for a 40-yard touchdown on top of the tremendous day that he was having. So he has shown that he can win on the outside. He had crazy target share, and when Cooper Kupp comes back, I think it'll just make the Rams just a little bit that more deadly, and Puka will be able to service you as a wide receiver 2, and he has wide receiver 1 upside, especially if Cooper Kupp ends up sitting out longer than his allotted 4 weeks. If I was going for him, I would probably spend around 15% of your fab if you're really needing a wide receiver. But if you're just looking for depth, maybe 12%. But I don't know. I really want him on my team. I may even, if I get hints from my league mates that they're probably going to drop a little bit more, I might put just a little bit more on there, because it won't hurt to have a great wide receiver 2 on your team, especially if you have, a 3 wide receiver league, or even 2 wide receivers, a couple flex positions, especially in a PPR league where he's going to get targeted like crazy. And that's pretty much it. As far as other wide receivers, one wide receiver that I was actually surprised at the target share, that is Kendrick Bourne. Kendrick Bourne had 11 targets. The next highest target share on the team, I believe, was 7 for the Patriots. But one big thing, though, Mac Jones threw the ball 54 times on Sunday against the Eagles, so that may not happen in these upcoming weeks, but he showed that he was a threat in the red zone, and he was able to get open, and he's definitely somebody you can reach for on the waiver wire and pick him up probably for less than 10% of your fab budget, and most people won't be looking for him, I would think, just because he is part of the Patriots offense. and that is one of the scary parts of Kendrick Bourne is the Patriots are known for spreading the ball around and not really having one dominant wide receiver, but the way that he was able to demand that target share definitely shows that he is a great option to have as far as a wide receiver. The third wide receiver that I was kind of surprised, when you go and check on your Sleeper, ESPN, Yahoo, whatever, it shows the percentage of people that are picking up these wide receivers, and one that is fallen through the cracks is Jacoby Myers. Jacoby Myers was having a crazy day for the Raiders. He had 11 targets, 9 receptions, and he had 2 touchdowns, over 100 yards, but the only issue is his concussion, because he got rocked hard by one of the defenders in the Raiders Broncos game, and if he is out for multiple weeks, because some concussions can do that, he may not even make it back for this week for sure, due to the fact that the concussion protocol makes it very hard to go from one week to the next. But he's definitely somebody you could pick up, and I would spend a fair amount, probably around 15%, just like with Puka Nacua, because he seems to be a great asset to have. He even outscored Devontae Adams, and part of that is because Devontae Adams is going to get shadowed normally by the best corner on the team, and so that gives Jacoby Myers an opportunity to succeed on the other side of the field. And Jimmy Garoppolo showed that he can support these wide receivers and make the correct decision. And as long as Jimmy Garoppolo remains healthy, he is a great option there for you at wide receiver. As far as tight ends go, tight ends were, they're a dumpster fire, and they were even better this week. There was really only, I think there was 3 tight ends that have scored double-digit points this week. That was your Hunter Henry, T.J. Hawkinson, and I'm forgetting the other one. But I'm pretty sure, I remember looking, I thought there was 3 of them. Anyways, if you don't remember the other one, put it in the comments below. So with these tight ends, is what I'm looking for is I'm looking for volume and opportunity to succeed within the offense. And so the first one I saw was Jake Ferguson. Jake Ferguson had the most targets on the Cowboys offense, and he had a large percentage of, just for the fact that the Cowboys with Dak Prescott threw only 24 passes, and Jake Ferguson had 7 of those targets. Although he did only come down with 2 of them for 11 yards, he missed a touchdown and dropped another big pass, which hopefully that doesn't damage his value. But when you're hunting for a tight end on the waiver wire, usually you can't do much worse by just picking him up and plugging him into your lineup. One of the other tight ends that I saw out there is Luke Musgrave. He is the rookie tight end for the Packers, and Jordan Love looked for him. He ended up having a three reception, 50-yard day, which in comparison to most of the tight ends, that's actually probably a middle of the pack tight end. And really, at this position, you're just looking for enough points to get you by to where not necessarily will win you the week, but it just won't kill your week by having a complete dud at the position. With both those tight ends, you're looking at anywhere from 3 to 5% fab. I wouldn't be looking to push a lot of fab. You maybe even just be able to get them for a $0 bid, depending on the tight end situation for your league and how deep your league is. As far as defenses to look for on the waiver wire, I would look for the Browns. The Browns have a great 2-game schedule. They're playing the Pittsburgh Steelers this upcoming week, and then after that they will be playing the Titans. So if Ryan Tannehill continues to just throw the ball away like crazy, there'll be a great opportunity for 2 weeks. You can get them for a low amount of fab because they're not. I mean, first of all, if you can find the Cowboys on the waiver wire, go grab them, or the Jets. They're obviously two very dominant defenses, but the Browns may be a great defense to pick up. Their pass rush is really good, and you can see from the way that the Steelers were manhandled by the 49ers that if you've got a good pass rush, you can be able to get in Kenny Pickett's way, and he'll make mistakes. The other one is the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are going to be playing the Chicago Bears. And we saw that with the Packers, when they were able to get pressure to Justin Fields was not able to overcome that, and he was making a lot of mistakes and had multiple turnovers. So if you can get the Buccaneers from the waiver wire, they're a great option as well. You can't play them for 2 weeks in a row. I don't remember who they were playing, but they had a rough game after that. But those are definitely two defenses you can look up, and that will help you on your waiver wire this upcoming week. Hope you guys have a great week. We'll see you guys next time.